City. Right to the back of the head of Arteta. Pep Guardiola was looking fantastic. I think he's just got some of the best fits in the game. Like it's never like a suit necessarily, but or like of recent note, it hasn't been the suits.
He's got it on.
He's got designer on it at most times.
And like that, he looked classier. They were essentially wearing the same thing, but it's what the title said. The master schools the apprentice. And that's been the MO for this entire relationship between Arteta and Pep. Big games, big moments. Pep has normally gotten it over the line, and in this one, it was no different. So, Mila, take us through kind of what you saw from Pep Guardiola in this one after, I think, what was a difficult week for Pep. Definitely got it right on the biggest final so far.
Yeah, I think the first thing we got to start with is deploying a 4-2-4 out of possession. Brilliant. And I know Grant's going to say that Chelsea did it before, but
United did too.
Yeah, exactly. I think the good teams know how to deal with Arsenal, and it's by making them play. Pretty simple, but it worked. Instead of letting Saliba and Gabriel just feast all game defensively, they had to make something happen from the back, and they struggled to do that. I think they had less than 20 progressive passes.
Yikes.
So in terms of that, yeah, like Rodri, Bernardo just controlled it really nicely. And I think for anyone that thought we were going to sit back like we did at the Emirates, I've been saying it since that game, that was a totally different scenario. We were finding our bearings at the beginning of the season, new team, young players. Now we're late in the season. And if anyone thought that we were going to sit back in a cup final against Arsenal, then that's ridiculous. And I'm going to say the same for the Etihad home game that's coming up. Like, if they expect City to sit back, that is, I don't get why you would think that. But yeah, this Arsenal team doesn't scare me, and I think that translates to the Pep's tactics, to Arsenal, to Chelsea's tactics, United's tactics when playing against them. Is that in open play, they do not terrify anyone. So you can afford to put two guys in the midfield. I mean, they looked like they had nothing outside of a couple chances where our line wasn't intact, but that was earlier in the game. One chance early in the game.
Triple save.
Yeah, outside of the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, Nathan Ake and Kusanov have never played together in a big game like this. So outside of that chance, once they understood that, they really didn't get shit on him. Kusanov was eating up everything. Ake was strong in the air, on the ground, 50-50s, like everywhere. Just kind of what we were talking about, Gehi, just eating up space. That's the fastest I've seen him in a long time. So whatever pre-game team talk that Pep did for them to say, forget about the last couple weeks of fixtures, forget about the results, because this is one that we can control and go win. They went out and did that. And I said it in my reaction, but like every player on the pitch for us performed. And I think that's a stark contrast to when you look at that Arsenal team. Just in terms of the game, and then if you even want to look in terms of the title race and just the seeing out the end of the season, I think what I asked for in the team and from Pep is to go intimidate them and make it harder for them, and I think we did that. So the master got it perfect. He totally schooled Arteta, and I think doubt's creeping in, or at least I hope.
Yeah, no, it was really impressive, and I think for me, the one thing that we talked about the week prior was just overthinking it. And honestly, this just felt like you guys played your best 11, right? And the things that have worked this season, which is like the fullback pairing of O'Reilly and Nunes, and we'll talk about him a little later, but going back to that, Doku being a main star in this game, Cherki being that kind of creative force that you've been talking about for a week and a half now, and then Semenyo just not having to do all the crazy technical stuff, but just being direct and really getting at them. And on the other side of this coin, when I said like it's like the slapping in the back of the head, like that's what it felt like. And this hasn't just been, we've mentioned it now with the Chelsea and the United thing, but this is all Big 16. They haven't been able to pick up result against Liverpool. They really didn't deserve a result against United. Chelsea, they barely scraped by, and they had an extra man at one point. They didn't beat City so far this season. The only team out of the top 6 traditionally that we can talk about is Spurs, and they're literally in a relegation scrap. So from that perspective, this year when we've talked to Facundo and all these guys, it's that they've beaten up on the bottom half of the table. So in games where the talent level, because honestly, if we're looking at the two sides, the team in first place in the league is not talent-wise anywhere near the City side, outside of one position group, which is the center backs. Everywhere else, I can make an argument that, that City have the better players.
Rice a better conversation. I would give it to City, but it's definitely you're talking.
No conversation. There's no conversation. That entire midfield overhyped. Take all of those midfielders, put them in another team. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to.
I agree, but I think you know what. To your point, Dylan, I know we'll get into Arsenal in a little bit, but Facundo would always complain to me about that. Like they actually have had a very good record against the Big Six up until this season. Mm-hmm. And the reason they can't get over the line is losing to these shittier teams. So I think that's where that sense of like pride is coming from, if you want to call it that, from the Arsenal fan base. Is this has been the desire to beat up on the bad teams, get the points we need, and win in that fashion, right? Inherently. So to Mila's point, the way that game went down over the course of 90 minutes, obviously not just a scoreline, that can definitely do damage. And I also agree with just the stark contrast. The 11 for City, like Mila said, you can't point out a bad performer. Worst performance would be a 7 out of 10, if, right? Like everyone was so good on the day. And Arsenal, no one was good on the day. So, yeah, I think Pep got it spot on. He learned from his mistakes, right? If you even want to call it mistakes from a manager of his caliber. But yeah, absolute dominance. And in the neutral head over here, that can definitely shift the tides, I hope.
Can we talk about El Capitan real quick?
Yeah.
Not yours. Not yours. Not yours. I want to talk about their El Capitan, because this guy's been fucking shit all year. And in a cup final, he blanked again. And look, what is? I've heard the complaints all over the place. Well, he's got no help. Well, they got him help this year. He's still been shit. There's been no portion of his game that I feel has gotten better this year. And it's the only thing that's gotten better is his set piece technique. And this guy's supposed to be world class. That's what I hear every single year. And he was absolutely shown up by both of the City wingers. And I just don't know. I don't like. If I'm going to give Arteta any grace here, it's his best player is not very good.
I think he ran him into the ground. He already's had a major operation on his hamstring. The minutes at his age, I think people have been saying it for a while. I was an advocate. I don't know if we said it on here because we hate talking about the club, but he's played so many minutes. He plays every game for England. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a matter of time, unfortunately. Like, I think he's ran into the ground. But, yeah, his performances have been nowhere near the standard of a world-class winger. So I'll definitely agree on that. I do think he has been run into the ground, though.
No, it's one thing to say that a player's been run into the ground, because I don't disagree. Like, he's got a lot of minutes on his leg, but he provides nothing. Like, that game he provided.
Yeah, it hasn't been good. It has not been good for a long time.
Like, even if we want to talk about, like, if I'm going to compare him to another, like, England star boy, let's go with Palmer. At least in a game, I get at least one moment of individual brilliance where I'm like, okay, Palmer at least did something today. Yeah. Saka just kind of trots around, does nothing, and then I get the complaints that he's getting doubled or he has no help, and it's like, that's just not true.
He's lost playing his man for the second goal.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be traditionally a fullback, so I don't know. I just feel that I don't even know what to say about Arteta other than we knew what they were going to do, and Pep came in and essentially said, "All right, well, we know what you're going to do. Now I'm going to call your bluff. Can you do anything else?" And they were unable.
Do you think there's any argument for? I saw a tweet of the press and people. Someone said Raya's able to play that over the top and get us going. Do you think there's any validity to that? I mean, I still think you had the game plan spot on. Does that change anything that drastically? Because probably he can, but
they're asking Raya to be Ederson and to break a like break the lines like that, that's not going to happen. He might be able to do it now and then, but he's not going to consistently be like they had less than 20 progressive passes completed.
Yeah.
So to say that Raya is going to come in and change that is crazy to me. It was a whole team error, or just whole team failure.
Yeah, when you don't have midfielders that can show for the ball confidently, I mean, this is a direct result. I thought Zubimendi would play a big part in helping Rice in that aspect, and said it on the preview. Try and bully him, make him work hard. I mean, he gets bullied for the first goal, and then just throughout the game, you do not give him time. Don't let him settle into a game. And yeah, they had nothing. No one taking that responsibility. And
we talked about on the preview. It would have been disingenuous for Arteta to play Raya. Now I understand, like, overarching, it would have made sense just because they haven't won a trophy. And if I was a fan, I probably would have wanted him to play it. But from a professional standpoint, he got you there. You play him.
Yeah, Kepa got you there. I would have benched him. But again, it's because it's Kepa. Like, the City situation is different. Trafford's a very competent goalkeeper. Everyone in that country knows what Kepa is capable of in a Carabao Cup final at that ground.
But this goes for every competition.
So that's what you get.
Whatever goalie gets you there always starts, and it would be
it's a final.
The thing is who is going to come in if no. That's just not a thing, though.
Feelings. Who cares for Kepa's feelings?
No. Look, that's every final. There's a reason why Trafford started and not Donnarumma. This is every team. That's just you can't have backups and players on your team.
Is the FA Cup different?
Well, the FA Cup goalie is probably Raya.
No, I'm just saying because
this competition is not seen in the same light, and that's why you have to go with the guy that got you there, which is Kepa. They pay him money.
Cares? I hate unwritten rules like that. Fuck that. I'm sorry. I don't care. I get what you're saying, but it's Kepa.
No, imagine you and me. We do this podcast every single week, and we have a cup final preview, and I'm like, sorry, Grant, just can't have you on this week. I'm gonna go get Facundo for this one. That'd be pretty disrespectful. Like no, but that doesn't matter. Kepa got the final. The reason that he has that thing is because he's gotten them 2 finals. Like the Chelsea team, he did that final run. He makes a mistake and it's wrong. That's not why Arsenal lost this match.
Agreed.
And so, but he got them there. And from a professional standpoint, I don't blame Arteta for starting him. You have to. That's just how that works. And that's just a human being standpoint. Like, we look at each other, we go, this is what you are here to do. You came into the club, you signed a transfer fee. I want you here for this tournament. Look, Raya could have started this game and they lose, and then you've just disrespected the shit out of your backup keeper. Let's just say that Raya gets hurt. Where's the confidence in your backup keeper if you're telling him that you just don't rate him like that?
I agree with your principle, but I just can't help but revert to it's Kepa. He would fuck up anyway.
Remove Kepa from the situation. Remove Kepa from the
that's
situation.
The case, like you can't. They had that conversation when they decided to sign Kepa to the fucking club.
That's
to make him the number 2. Like that conversation's done. You take.
He's
Kepa
never played a league game. They know he's not good enough.
If that was the case, they would have signed an English goalkeeper. Why would you just sign a Spanish goalkeeper to just have a Spanish goalkeeper? It doesn't make sense.
Loves donating to the Blueco Fund. It is what it is.
Look,
agree to disagree.
City have done this for years. United have done that for years. Chelsea have done that for years. That's just the respect that you pay to your trophies. Keeper. I think you're just putting Kepa in. You're using Kepa's name, but that's not what
those clubs all serially win trophies. Do you think Crystal Palace do that? Is Benitez getting the cup final? No, Henderson's getting the cup final. So I think it depends on the circumstances, and maybe it's too big of Arsenal to go, oh yeah, no, we could still start. You're desperate for a trophy. You should do anything to win that trophy as Arsenal. And I think to win the trophy, to do everything you can to win the trophy, you put your best 11 out, not 10.
I mean, regardless, he still played it. It's not the game's not. It wasn't decided by Kepa. It's kind of my thing. Like, he made an error, but the play all leading up to that was
City would have won the game regardless, sure, but that opened the floodgates. So we can agree to disagree because I will not change.
They were sitting in their own third for 30 minutes.
I agree.
The floodgates were already open, and that
would have won it anyways.
Shattering the door. Like, again, to Dylan's point, like, actually, to a different point, like, who the fuck cares about Kepa or Arsenal in this sense? Like,
agreed.
I still think it would have had because of the game plan that Pep put out, and we saw it against Chelsea and with United. Yes. I still think Raya would have made a mistake or Zubimendi, and it still would have ended the same way.
Yes.
Him being there and having a mistake just gives an out for people. Because that's what
Sure.
it is. It's just an excuse.
Both can
That's
be
not
true.
how that match went. It literally was Pep slapping Arteta on the back of the head
Yes.
repeatedly. And then he kicked the
Correct.
shit out of an ad board, which is awesome.
And
Like,
Kepa did a Kepa thing while we were at it. I agree.
Pep, from a managerial standpoint, just even as a rival fan, like, he just produces moments, and he just had like
on purpose though. That's the best part about that.
It's
Is that he went, oh, give me a red card. Fuck it.
He's so genuine, and I think that we maybe sometimes, we sometimes, to a certain extent, we dehumanize them because like they're just these people, but he is authentic, and I can respect that because he knows when he's right, he knows when he's wrong. He calls his bluff, right? He calls his own mistakes. Where I don't know, I looked at Arteta just shit his pants for the entire game and get all nervous and freaked out. He made no real change. Even the subs he made didn't impact. Fuck. What?
Pep one sub in the 90th minute, like Chad.
Yeah. If it was like going to a Halloween like party, like someone's dressed as Steve Jobs, but then Steve Jobs actually walked in. Like that's what it looked like because they were both wearing similar outfits. Like everything papered down to it. It literally was the title of this thing, which was The Master School's The Apprentice. Everything.
Chrysler looks like a phantom till the
phantom walks in. Yeah. That's and it was great. Mila, do you have anything else that you want to say on just like the basic structure or any of that stuff with City before we move?
There's not much more to say other than like our guys got it right and Arsenal
they got it wrong.
Fucking terrible. So bad.
The only player that
Gabriel
was good
Jesus almost saved them. Let's talk about that.
Oh my god.
Let's start a dialogue.
I was gonna say the only player that I think could have walked out with his head really up high was Saliba. I thought he had a pretty good game, but it wasn't like from a defensive standpoint.
I think he got away with like manhandling Haaland a bit until Haaland decided, okay, I can match this. The ref's not going to call it.
Yeah,
and then that's where it kind of tilted in our favor against Saliba. I think he started the game really strong though. But
he had a couple
of started really weak.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But yeah, like once Haaland grew in the game, I don't think Saliba really did much. And again, like on the midfield topic, like I have to bring this up, but Bernardo dog walked them on occasion.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to hear midfield comparisons when Bernardo Silva is better than the midfield.